political extremism was the #1 issue in America. It's outstripped the economy, which was very important over the last couple years. Indeed, it was the issue that Trump won on in 2024, last year. But right now, it's extremism. And historically speaking, it's been a Democratic issue. But what we're finding today, it's actually an issue that Republicans and Democrats are fairly even on when it comes to their worry. Now, it's a whole host of different things they're worried about when it comes to political extremism, the friction, the polarization, and even the violence in the past. So that definitely, and without a doubt, is the #1 issue today in America.
Fascinating. You find as well nativism, an animating force in America today. What are you learning when you talk to voters about this? This is really what's driving.
So driving most, I would make the argument that it's driving most of our politics today, right? And nativism, what is nativism? It's favoring native-born over foreign-born. Those that have a more restrictive view of it tend to be Republicans. Those that have a less restrictive view tend to be Democrats. And that is the conflict today. We see it across America, right? And it cuts ultimately to identity, who we are an American. And a lot of the vitriol that we see today in politics is around this specific issue of who really is an American and who isn't.
What do you think about what Mike Brown said? You've been in Washington for a minute. There does seem to be a real misunderstanding. And it's the fault in many cases of the filter, right? And yes, that's the media, but that's also social media. The clips that get out there, the ones that go viral are the angry ones. If you want to make headlines, you go on the floor, you drop a bomb, and you say horrible things about the guy you just worked out with in the gym. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe they don't get along. But the fact of the matter is, the contrast that you see across the country is born of a perverted vision of Washington, is it not?
Well, I think it's a function of distance. Social, cultural, political, right? I mean, indeed, we are very polarized, and we have been over the last few decades, and it's only gotten worse. But this polarization, as I said before, is cultural, it's geographic. As an example, we see it play out in these sort of ecosystems, virtual ecosystems that can be very, very hateful at times. But ultimately, the problem of distance is a problem of empathy. The inability to put oneself in the other one's shoes. And I think that's what the senator was hammering home, that at the end of the day, we might disagree on many things, but we can sort of model the other one's life. We can understand where they're coming from. But for many, that's very difficult when they just engage in ultimately the virtual or social world.
It's a version of road rage when you don't have to actually talk to people. Face to face, you act like a different person.
Well, it's much easier to criticize online
100%.
and social media than it is face to face, ultimately. The last point I would make there, which I think it's very interesting the way he framed it, leadership matters in a world that's fractured, where we don't engage. I don't know my senator or my local town leader or the local dog catcher like I used to. I just walk down the street. I know them mostly virtually. And often, and we know this based upon public opinion data, often I'll follow their lead. It's called queuing. I'll follow Trump's lead. I'll follow Biden's lead because I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and I trust him. And when leadership calms things and says, we work together, this has a salutary effect. But when leadership and leaders basically throw barbs back on the other side, this is problematic because the average American doesn't necessarily have, as you said before, you were alluding to, have contact with the other side.